Your MCP client is bleeding your wallet dry, and you don't even know it. The MCP clients caches everything about you and your system and hike your API bill in the name of user experience. What is the best alternative client that is lightweight and cost-efficient? Python MCP Client will be the best place to start as it is open source and simple in construction. The 5 areas that we will cover on the MCP clients: code walkthrough, controlling AI model with its identity, converting tabular data as HTML, giving memory to the AI model, and finally, making AI model to write markdown reports from memory. Here's why I switched fully to the Python MCP client. I used Gmail and Excel MCP servers with Python MCP client. Used 460K tokens, which cost me just 43 cents. Meanwhile, Klein burned through 2K tokens and cost 5 cents for connecting it with SQL MCP server. That means using 460K tokens with Klein will cost me 11.5 USD. It's about time I switched to a cost-effective client. The MCP dev team generously provides a simple Python and Node implementation of the MCP client. Let's walk through the Python version, because once you understand how it works, we can unlock powerful ways to extend the client in the way we want. MCP client starts by importing the MCP classes that establishes asynchronous session with the server. MCP client class defined with 4 supporting methods that we will go through. Connect to server method takes the server script, runs it using a stdio parameters class. Both Python and JavaScript servers can connected by Python client. The client is executed by using the server script as its argument, as shown here. The server session is established and the tools are listed. In the terminal, we can see the tools being listed and confirm the connection. Process query method is where the real work happens. We will review the flow diagram of this method and then walk through the code. Response history and system prompt that you see here are included by me for giving memory and guidance to the model. Query from the user is placed inside a messages list and passed along to model with available tools and system prompt. Model returns a response, which list of text in content list. If response is of type text, then it is stored in response history variable and then in additional variables inside the method. If response is of type tool call, then it is used to select the tool and then call the corresponding function. Data returned from the tool is placed in messages list and then used to call the model second time, and then the response is received. This is final response mostly, and it is added to response history variable. That is the overall query process loop. Let's walk through the code. The code starts with HAL system message, followed by messages list having the query from user. The available tools are listed, and first model call happens. The response content list is checked, whether it is text or tool call, and then processed for second call to the model. We can see the tool call data is placed in the messages list, and the model is called the second time. The final response is returned as it will be text type. The chat loop has the response history variable, which stores the query and its response. The while loop starts, and the user is prompted for the input query. Following that, the query is appended with the history. If user input is quit, then the while loop breaks, else the query is sent to process query method and model responses is received. The response is appended to the response history variable, and loop continues to prompt the user. When user calls quit, the session is cleaned up using the final cleanup method. The rest is the main function of the MCP client script. With the client code understood, we can continue with REST. 4 key reasons that I want to share in this video. Most MCP clients offer a way to control how AI models behave. But what about the Python MCP client? That's where the system prompt comes in. Every AI model API call includes a system prompt. If you've read the docs, you'll know it sets the model's identity and behavior. And trust me, the difference between a client with a system prompt and one without, it's like night and day. Informing the AI model that it has the capabilities included in the tools will give the result that we look for in a client. Without system prompt model is not able to answer about its own name. API calls to AI models via REST are stateless by design, meaning each call must include all necessary context, as there is no memory of previous interactions. This memory limitation can be addressed by storing context externally. One trivial solution is to continuously append each user model interaction as text to an in-memory variable, preserving context for the duration of the client session. We saw how the reply history variable acts as memory for the client. What if I told you AI models can read tables as they are? It may sound surprising since we know models can only process text. The trick lies in HTML. When a table is formatted using HTML tags, it remains text, but with clear structure and semantics. This allows AI models to interpret rows and columns meaningfully. I am starting MCP Inspector on server and listing the tools. I am using the XLSX to HTML table tool to read exercise data.xlsx file and get the HTML table as output. Let me copy the HTML output to VS Code and format it as HTML table. We can see the data from Excel sheet in HTML format. We can now use this HTML data as context for the model, and ask it to analyze and create report. One of the most useful features of MCP clients is their ability to write generated text output directly to a file, eliminating the need for manual copy and pasting. When memory is implemented, adding file writing capabilities requires only basic Python, yet unlocks powerful automation and reproducibility in workflows. The solution is simply a tool that writes data to the file system. Model itself takes the conversation history, extracts the data we want, summarizes it, and formats it into a clean Markdown document. The Python function then takes the data and writes it to a file. Report is generated by the model using the tool. It's simple, effective, and honestly, it feels like magic. Exploring other MCP clients and their features will give you a deeper understanding of how different tasks are accomplished. But when those clients don't behave as expected, you may feel stuck, especially since the model's memory and injected prompts are hidden from you. That's where developing your own MCP server or working with open source ones really pays off. If you haven't already, check out the Reddit MCP server I discussed earlier. And stay tuned for the next video where I'll show you how the Excel MCP server can be paired with an MCP client to unlock powerful spreadsheet-based workflows.